Well, hey, Jason, good morning. It looks like I caught you playing with your flashlights back there.
Yeah, yeah, you did. We're here again, being ready to do the show, and the show is about really just connecting with our community of writers out there, individuals who are interested in the same topics that we like to talk about, which are all things transit and helping
Yeah.
people get around and all that kind of stuff. Well, part of that is being safe, and one of these things is being safe is about being seen. So flashlight time, right?
Well,
You say, "Gee, we're
and
gonna do that show."
and we're getting into the holidays where everybody's thinking about,
That's right.
gifts and things and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And in
Right.
my opinion, gifts and things and stuff are better if they're useful. If there's
Absolutely.
something that isn't just a gimmick that you're going to look at and have fun with and play with for 5 minutes and then it goes on a shelf.
Yes, the Teletubbies were cool, but
Yeah, for
not
about
very
this long.
useful.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And so we're going to take this Black Friday opportunity to tell you to get outside, be safe, be bright, be seen, and hey, maybe add some of these things either to your shopping list or to your wish list. A lot of what we're going to talk about makes great stocking stuffers, if that's what you do, if that's how you celebrate, or just general things to exchange with other people this time of year as we help keep each other safe.
Yeah, Kathy, there are gift exchanges. There's all sorts of ways that during this time of the holiday season where people are thinking about what to do for other people, and one of the best things that you can do for someone else is to really kind of, maybe in some ways, I mean, it doesn't have to be this complicated, I guess, but making statements about how you would like to keep a friend, a family member, safe during the holiday season, during the colder, darker, wetter months of the year. And we are right in that point where we are still trying to encourage people to get out there and ride the
Mm-hmm.
bus and take a carpool and stuff. So right, when you're thinking about a present, why not maybe think about a flashlight? Why not think about something else, a high vis anything, right? Anything that's high
Right.
vis.
Some reflective
Yeah,
anything, if
absolutely.
somebody's going outside and or you want them to go for a walk with you, or you want
Yeah,
them to take their pet for a walk more
right.
often, or any of those things, we all need bright, light, fun
Yeah.
things, but things that are help you be well lit.
Yeah, Kathy, I doing a lot of commuting. I have kind of lightened my cycle commuting due to some other responsibilities here at work. But it still doesn't stop me from looking and learning and so forth. And I got to be honest with you, I've actually seen what I would think. I'd like to say they've probably listened to us and took two great examples here, but I have seen the cycling community out there be a little more bright, be a little more seen, reflective. Just passed someone today who was on the correct side of the road, which that's a huge plus. Good job out there, whoever you
Mm-hmm.
were. But they had a really really nice well lit helmet. They had a high vis vest or a jacket. I couldn't tell what it was. But most importantly, they had forward lighting and rear lighting. And guess what? It's not just cycling that has forward and rear lighting. There was a jogger out there a few days ago as well who had front and rear lighting on too. So no matter what you're
That's
doing,
awesome. So I think
yeah,
that, let's talk about a wish list and we'll go
yes,
down
exactly.
kind of our list of things that you should either put on your shopping list or on your wish
Right.
list. And since
Absolutely.
we're talking about front and rear lighting, let's talk about lights.
Yes,
And I
exactly.
know this is right in your wheelhouse, Jason,
It
and
is.
you are a big
Absolutely.
fan of lights. So get us
Yeah.
started.
Some would say I have a deep-seated problem with it and need help. But that's okay. Yes, I do like all
Flashlights
different types of
Anonymous,
lights.
anyone?
Flashlights, anonymous, yes. We got ones that can clip to your hats and everything,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. These really
Mm-hmm.
small, nice
Mm-hmm.
lights that are just bright enough for you to be able to light your way. And again, you
Mm-hmm.
can put them in they just clip onto a variety of different places, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
look into that. I'm really a big proponent, Kathy, on headlamps. I think those are very, very important for a variety of reasons.
Well,
Um,
one of them is that it keeps your hands free. So,
yes,
you can
indeed.
hold on to things, hold on
Yep.
to railings, hold on,
Yep.
keep your hands
Exactly.
free.
And the thing is when we're talking about these lights, we're not talking about them for anything other than just simply to, while you're out commuting, walking, cycling, or what have you, to make sure that you're seen, or that you can see the direction you're going into, and so that others can see you as well.
Yep.
However, though, they can be great conveniences too. Let's just, it's a great fact. So they play a couple of roles there. Keep you safe, and then yes, if you
Right.
happen to get
Flashlights
going,
really help you see where
yep,
you are going.
absolutely.
And they
Getting out
have
to
the
get
added benefit that then
yes,
that helps people see you.
absolutely.
But
Got a
definitely,
couple of lights here that will that do bright and blinky lights and everything that go. It's really bright in the camera, so they won't blind you at all when you see them in person. But things like that are really important to ensure that again, like I say, you can see where you're going. You get up early in the morning, you got that firewood you got to bring in and stuff. There's nothing better than to have a nice little headlamp with you there as you're carrying your firewood in and stuff like that. So but there's a whole bunch of, we have an example here of another flashlight. It's plays a different role. Maybe, and unfortunately,
important to have in your household.
Yes,
Has a radio attached, and you can crank it. And
absolutely, yep, you got a little crank there. This particular one's a little broken. I do apologize to everyone. I think I need to change the bulb out on them. But yes, this has been in my go bag at home for the better part of 10 years.
You just better get cranking on that one then.
You got to get cranking, and you probably need to maintain it better than I do, which means to take a look at it once every couple of maybe,
well, and that is
bi-yearly.
An important thing in any of your emergency gear is to make sure that you have a scheduled time that you review it to make sure everything is functioning and not expired, and fresh batteries and what you got there. Oh,
yeah. So you want to stay warm too.
To the integrated lights.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So you can buy gear, if you're shopping for somebody that's a, enthusiast of walking or taking the bus or biking all times of the year, gear that has lights integrated in it is a really great thing, because then you don't have to worry about remembering to bring the light along with your things. It's already built in.
Yeah, and Kathy, just as a last, show off here of flashlights, one of the most important ones, and that I can guarantee the heavily majority of individuals out there has one in their front pockets, is yet again your cell phone, right?
Right.
You
can forget about those.
Yeah, and they're really important out there. In fact, in travel training, we continually advocate that people who do have this particular any cell phone, excuse me, that has a light on it, or bright flashy lights of any kind, that they get out there when they're waving down the bus, like this and stuff, that they use their cell phone to help illuminate the fact that they need a ride. It makes it easier on our bus drivers. So,
well, hey, Jason, while you're talking about waving things around while you're out there, waiting for a bus, we have some great things that you can add to your wish list, and you can get them while supplies last for absolutely no money.
Oh my gosh, perfect.
I see one hanging off your hanger in the back there that's the wand. If we're going to wave things, let's wave a wand. And so if you are a regular bus rider and you don't like to use your flashlight on your phone, or you want one of these handy dandy blinky wands, which would help you be bright and be seen, flash it around so the driver can see you, have some fun while you're waiting at the bus stop, we've got blinky wands for you, and they blink and they hang around your neck or your backpack, or stick them in your pocket, stick them on. We've got clip-on lights of all varieties. Jason's got a variety there that he's showing off.
I love this one.
Yeah, little magnet lights. They'll clip onto anything. You clip them on yourself, and then you're more visible. So,
and let's show them here the high vis part of it there. Without the light, they still look pretty bright, right? Because it got
exactly. So that's one of the things that I wanted to make sure to mention, is that we've got things that have batteries in them, that have flashy lights, but one of the things that me are very conscious of when we're ordering these things is that we want to get things that will help you be seen even after the battery dies. Even if you don't replace the battery, they've got reflectiveness to them that works without the battery light. So we want you to keep these things around, trade out the battery when you can, but if you don't get the chance to trade out the battery, don't throw them away. because the reflective part of it still works and is still helpful.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
that
you bring
leads
up a
us
really
right
good
to
part.
reflective gear, Jason.
It does, and we talk about flashlights, right? But
Mhm.
as equally as important is to be bright while being seen, and that doesn't necessarily mean be bright with a bunch of lights. We might not have all of these things.
Mhm.
Most of us might
Mhm.
not have this or that. But if you have an opportunity, go out and find yourself a bright, reflective vest, jacket, something that has even there's some pretty cool jackets out there, Kathy, that are all black but have retro reflective material that looks just
Mhm.
as nice and dark and sleek as that rest of your jacket. But when you put a light to it, it's really cool.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
love
cool.
those. I think that those are really amazing, and it must run in the family. I must have inherited that because last year when my mom came out to visit me, she was super excited because she had found this amazing retro reflective backpack someplace. And
Oh,
it was
nice.
all black. And I knew exactly when she pulled it out what it was going to happen. She's like, "This is the coolest thing. It looks
Yeah,
black, but when light hits it, the whole thing glows." And I'm like, "It's retro reflective." And we had a
yep,
little moment. And so I was super excited that she was on the retro reflective bandwagon because she likes to go out and walk. And
that's
I was
awesome.
super glad to hear that she was walking and being bright and being seen, even though she wasn't wearing bright neon colors like you.
Well, that yes, I mean, maybe I'm a little overboard on this. I'm a cyclist, okay, so I bought this specifically for cycling and everything.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we want to encourage anyone out there, and thank you for the story of your mom doing that because, just the example of someone putting together a kit, whether or not they know what they're doing or it just happened to be that way. It's important, right?
Mhm.
We want people, we encourage people that, hey, you can ride the bus 365 days out of the year, all right? And
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
you have to do that. If you have to do that during these times of the year and so forth, well, then make sure you're safe. You don't have to wear we would like you to wear them pretty much during all seasons, but even if you've got to pack away your rain gear and then throw on maybe just a hat, during the summertime, or just even a light. Kathy, you've got them. I don't have them here, but those really light vests, or even in some cases, they're just straps.
Oh, you mean the
Yes,
clothing that my boyfriend likes to wear?
the clothing. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Let's see.
that's
I can't get them in the. There we go. So these
yeah,
straps, as you mentioned,
yeah.
I had this all practiced out exactly where the camera line was. Yep. So the straps have that retro reflective material in them.
Yes.
And it's not an entire vest, it's just a vest of straps. So you
Yep.
can wear it over anything, anything at
Absolutely.
all. And they roll up into, about the size of your phone. And so you can keep them
Mm-hmm.
in your pocket, in your
Oh
backpack, in
yeah.
your purse, and take them out when you need them. You don't have to have them on all the time.
No, you don't. And that's a cool thing. So 365 days out of the year, it's possible to be high vis out there. This time of year, especially when it gets a little worse, man, go out and find yourself a good raincoat or rain jacket that's high vis if you
Mm-hmm.
can. Specifically, something that is highly reflective, just to make sure that if you're out there cycle commuting or getting on a bus, just even walking across the street to catch the bus, that you're seen by people. Because remember, when you're out there right now, and there are plenty of drivers that are still out there, especially during the holiday seasons, there's so many people out there running around. A lot of them have a lot on their mind. They're probably not as focused as you and I, Kathy, would probably like them to
Mm-hmm.
be. So we
Mm-hmm.
want things that are out there now. This is a little exuberant here, but I mean, this is attention getting right here, right?
That is for sure. And I just want to
Yeah.
say, our weather this time of year, more so than in the other time of year,
Mm-hmm.
can change drastically
Absolutely.
from moment to
Yes.
moment. And it can be bright and sunny, and then it can be
Yep.
gray and overcast. And it's this in between light that makes it really hard for drivers
Right.
to see, especially if it starts pouring down rain at the same time. And so, if
Mm-hmm.
you have bright, reflective, flashy gear on, it's going to make it easier for drivers to see you.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so that is our point. We want you to be as obvious and out there and be seen as possible. So
Absolutely.
we've talked about some things that roundabout ways that we think you should put on your wish list, your gift list, so that
Right.
you can have them, at the ready to gift to people or to receive. Hey, I don't have one of those reflective
Yeah,
vests. Maybe I'll
exactly.
put it on my wish list and somebody will get one for me.
Agreed. Hmm.
If this is a thing that you just don't know where to get them, you don't know financially, it's just not in the budget,
Right.
drop a note in the comments, give us a call, send us an email. We'll meet up with you and we will make sure that you are geared up to be as safe and be bright and be seen out there, because that's what we're here about. We want you
Yep.
to get out there and be moving around all times of year in all the different conditions, but we also want you to be safe. So
Yep.
drop us a note. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, we're not just here to tell you, hey, go out and buy a bunch of gear and be safe, be seen. We're going to back that up, and we're going to help those who need help. Hey, if you got to commute and we're wanting you to commute and so forth, we're going to be here for you with advice, even gear. So definitely drop us a line and we can do whatever we have to do to help you out. So,
and if Jason is travel training you, you just let him know, hey, I'm going to be out there using the bus.
Absolutely.
What do you have that you can help me be seen?
Absolutely.
He can either give me a call and say, hey, Kathy, can you meet me here? We want to talk about being bright and being seen using all the different options, or he'll hit me up for some of the things to keep you out there and keep you bright and being seen, so that we can make sure that we're getting this stuff out to our communities, because that is the important part.
Yeah, I just simply like to tell people that I know people. So yes, if I'm out there travel training you, group travel training you, multiple people, whatever, you'll hear me talk about. One of the first things I talk about when travel training is to ensure that you have reflective gear that'll make you be seen out there. And if you don't, we will do what we can to help out. Again, I know people. I know Kathy. And if I don't have stuff to help you get about your day commuting, then I'll work with Kathy and we'll figure something out. So
yeah, and so we can not only help you be bright, being seen, but if you need to arrange a carpool, things like that, we can help work on those kinds of things too. So we're not just here to talk about these things. We're also here to help you get your voice heard. So gonna kind of segue away from the things to action, because that is one of those ways that you can contribute without dollars to making your community better. And
what's
so
that, Kathy? I didn't hear you. What, Kathy?
Contribute.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Contribute without dollars.
Right.
Using your voice to make your community better, to improve your community. So if you're out there and you're walking around and you walk the same route most days, and you notice, we could use some better lighting here, or the sidewalk's a little uneven, or this shelter could use some better lighting. All of those things, those kinds of things are the types of things that we can help you advocate for, that people sometimes don't realize if they don't hear it directly from people that are using that side of the road every day, or those kinds of things. I mean, Jason, Kathy, I'm sure you have some examples, being a bicyclist in our area, of areas of bike paths that, maybe the road crews didn't think of it, or they just don't ride it as frequently as you do. So they didn't realize.
Well, there are definitely times out there as a cyclist, or while I'm travel training individuals, that we come across any potential pitfall, and we think about that over there. Sometimes I'll write it down. One thing I can say though is intimidating for people who have never done that before, that have never gone to speak or write something to their elected officials, or their county roads, or what have you. It's an intimidating thing. So you're absolutely right, Kathy. If that's the case, talk to us. We can definitely help advocate for you. And yes, while I'm out there riding bikes, I did send a letter into one of our local cities, city boards, to kind of, the roads were just incredibly filled. I mean, they needed to be swept, what we call them are the gutters, the sides where bicyclists ride and so forth. And it was just getting so bad. I'd gotten 2 flats. I'd seen other people with flats there and so forth. And I just wanted to find out if there was some sort of a regular schedule as far as sweeping. I wasn't asking for one done yet. I just wanted to know if there was a regular schedule. And indeed, there was one. And indeed, it happened right after I asked about it. So, there's something that I had to do. I had to make it known that there's an issue out there for these people. Safety it was the main concern, and I'd like to think maybe they acted.
Right, and I just want to point out, even in something that you said as a bicyclist, commonly the sides of the roads could be called the gutters of the road.
Yeah.
And in fact, that is how they're treated at the same time as they are used and labeled as bike paths. And so, or pedestrian paths even. And so those two things do not really go together. And so it's a big shift.
It is.
For everybody involved to start thinking them of the sides of the road where the big stripe is, where the cars are supposed to stay on one side of it, and it's the gutter or the breakdown lane or the fog line. All of those things are still areas that are used and are frequently used by bicyclists and sometimes pedestrians, and so they need to be taken care of.
Yeah,
not just dump zones. So,
and I'm going to get up on a short little stump here. Those of us that drive our vehicles and commute back and forth to work, and some of us, we have to do that. But please do what you can to maintain your vehicle. There's so much stuff that is in those gutters, that are in those cycling lanes and walking lanes, that are from just pieces of cars and trucks that fall off because of they're not maintaining vehicles. I mean, we find so many different things: screws, nuts, bolts. You would not believe the amount of lug nuts, that I find on there from tires and wheels to cars, and kind of think,
makes
oh my
you
gosh,
wonder. It
makes
really
you wonder,
makes you
right?
wonder.
And then also, if you're going to throw stuff in the back of your truck, I have a truck. I know what it's like. You're working on something and you throw all your tools in the back there. Please make sure that your screws, your nails, your tacks, all that kind of stuff is at least in some sort of holding, some sort of a box that's not going to fall out and then just have nails all over. I do find that very difficult and to overcome as a cyclist or as a pedestrian walking and stuff. So just be a little more mindful as you're out there, please. That'd be very helpful to those of us who do get out and decide to use a cycle, commute, or walk and so forth. And then, yes, do write to your city, write to your county roads department and ask them, hey, can you maybe have an extra sweep?
Right. And take every opportunity when you see, especially like I like to post on the Northwest Transportation Options Facebook page, opportunities to interact, and where, for example, ODOT is looking for public input. And you may feel like those things are going nowhere and they're just going to the round file in the corner.
Yep.
That's not true. They really do. People read the comments. People do read the things. That doesn't mean that instantly things will be taken care of and things can change, but things will never change if people don't let those that make policy know that things need to change. And so it might seem like, you're repeating yourself frequently, but sometimes it takes that, and the tide changes when it's not just one person and their pet project, when it becomes a multitude of people bringing out the same types of things, then things start to get more attention. And so if you don't make those statements, then you're not part of that change.
If you are, concerned about showing up at one of these events, if you're like, well, I want to go to a city council or a county commission meeting, but you're just maybe don't have the confidence to do so, or you don't know how, city or county government works, or even state government for that matter, call us. And I'm going to speak for myself here. I would gladly maybe accompany you to one of those meetings. I don't know if there would be a better use of my time, Kathy. I'm not trying to speak for you, but that sounds like something you'd be totally up for.
Absolutely.
Ask us.
And
we'll
I actually frequently attend meetings to be that voice and the
Yeah.
advocate for walking and bicyclists and
Hmm.
pedestrians, people that may not be as mobile as, what the
Sure.
baseline consideration is. And
Right.
sometimes it takes making those statements to remind people that not everybody gets around the same way with the same abilities, and that we need to keep those things in mind. I bring those things up, but it also is better if other people are doing the same
Oh yeah.
thing. And I
Yeah.
happily accompany people to meetings and be an advocate and be a support person for
Yep.
those kinds of things, because, I just think that's the right thing to do. And
Yep.
I just want to say, while we're on that note, before we get wrapped up, those people in those elected positions, especially here on our local level, county, city, special districts, transportation, port, all of those people are people from your neighborhood. These are your
That's right.
neighbors. These aren't some
Yes.
like elevated superstars that are untouchables. These are people that live in your neighborhoods. They're just like you and I. And so often it takes remembering that and just seeing that to make those meetings a little less scary.
Indeed. Get out there and get to learn a little bit about your city government, your county government. And like Kathy was saying, we can help you do that and everything. That is really what's going to ultimately drive some change. I mean, if
Mm-hmm.
we want to make things a little better around, for those of us who commute in these ways and so forth, let's get out there. Let's make our voices heard a little bit. And we're all about that. And definitely, I mean, those people that do sit on those boards and those commissions, they're there to listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's their main goal, is to listen
Yep.
to you, what the people want, what they need, and take that and attempt to make your lives better by
And
making the appropriate decisions.
our whole system gets better the more people we hear from
Indeed. Hmm.
and the more people use all the different parts of the system. So
Right.
put those lights on your wish lists, get out there, enjoy this holiday season, take care of yourself, your family, and your neighbors. Makes us all better, makes our communities better.
Indeed.
Jason, it's the best
Yes.
time of the year,
It is the best time of the year.
and
Absolutely.
it's the best time of the day and the week. It's
Hmm.
Friday. We're done for the week. It's been a fantastic transportation talk,
It
and it's
has.
always my favorite time when I get to spend some time talking to you.
Oh, you're going to make me blush, but I got the lights doing that for me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. Same here. Yes. Be safe, everyone. Be safe out there. Be seen while you are enjoying this holiday season with your family, friends, or whatever you're doing out there. So thank you so much, Kathy, for being here.
And
Everyone,
see
thank
if
you
you
for
can beat
watching.
Jason to some of those flashlights in the flashlight aisles,
Oh,
because
please do. Yes.
he has a large collection already.
Yes. 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 Maybe we'll have to auction off one of those, Kathy, at some point in time, right? Okay,
There you
everybody, take
go.
care.
All
Thank you
right,
so
everybody, have
much.
a great holiday season and enjoy your Black Friday. I hope you enjoyed
Yep.
your time with your family.